14-story building.
July 30th, 1998, Los Angeles, California. This is where Super Joe Reed will take his ride on the wild side. He will attempt to leap from the rooftop of one 14-story building to the rooftop of another across 65 feet of open air, launching his motorcycle across a 140-foot deep tomb of brick walls and pavement.
We need somebody on these boards to pull them out. Somebody get by them.
Just how dangerous is this stunt? There's no way to rehearse it, and no one has ever risked their life to attempt it.
I always look into every worst-case scenario that I can dream of in my wildest nightmares.
Joe's nightmare would be to fall short or overshoot the building across the way.
If you overjump the brick wall at the other end of the building, you die. If the worst-case scenario happens, we don't make it across, hit the front of the building, and then start to fall. I might be a little crazy when it comes to doing these stunts, but I'm not stupid.
Joe Reed is 40 years old, married to Jennifer, a motorcycle daredevil, current Guinness record holder for the highest roof-to-roof motorcycle jump, which he hopes to better by 8 stories. Joe will gamble his life on the power and handling of the Spanish-made 250cc gas dirt bike. The 4-speed Roadster has a liquid-cool engine and can go from 0 to 60 in just 5 seconds. The cramped rooftop offers Joe a mere 116 feet of acceleration. He'll need every inch of that space to be able to attain the speed it'll take to launch his bike across the cement canyon. Adding to the difficulty of the jump, the runway is like an obstacle course, littered with pipes and skylights.
We have to literally go between those skylights with our feet up on the pegs to get a straight run at the ramp to jump across over to the other side.
On the other side, Joe's got one huge problem. Joe needs 200 feet to stop the bike, and he doesn't have it.
So we're going to be trying to stop a 250cc motorcycle, a dirt bike, on the roof of a building 14 stories up in less than 63.5 feet.
So how do you turn 63 feet into 200 feet? Joe makes up the difference with 2 layers of nylon fishing net, and if they fail, the only thing left to stop Joe is a brick wall that could kill him.
We are going to be going into those nylon nets on that side, whoever's over there. Fire guys, we're going to be staying on this side because we'll hit them and we're going to go Fuji, okay? We're going to go deep into it, over to the other, near the other wall, but we shouldn't get there.
If there's a net deployment and there's an unconscious or a severely injured person, no one is to go into that net and try to pull that person out. That'll become a fire department operation at that point.
A road warrior, Joe is wrapped in a heavy leather bodysuit and is wearing knee pads, shoulder pads, elbow pads, chest protector, back brace, and a helmet. We rigged a tiny camera to Joe's safety glasses for these Guinness exclusive shots. Here you see part of Joe's ritual to psych himself up for his stunt. He envisions the route his bike will travel. He blocks out the fear of what could go wrong and decides to go for it. Before he makes his high-flying leap, Joe tests his gears and gets a feel for the ramp. There seems to be something wrong. Joe does another test run. An unforeseen problem has Joe very worried.
It feels like it's slipping. Where? Back there? It could be that we reached the dew point or there's moisture on the ramps. I don't know. It felt like it was slipping every time I took off the first 3 or 4 test runs that I did.
65 feet of open air separates Joe Reed from a Guinness record or an early grave. 14 stories below, firefighters and paramedics have cleared the streets and are standing by to protect the public in the event Joe's bike comes up short and crashes to the ground. Joe's in position. This is it. He's off. But no, Joe stopped. Something's wrong. He aborted the jump.
I thought it was too wet. It's looking out.
Joe's bike is still skidding on the wet ramp. While the crew tries to soak up the moisture, Joe slowly heads back to the starting point. The crew is wiping down the ramp, and Joe must now make the toughest decision he's ever made.
And I would have to take, literally, my life, my motorcycle, and my mind in my own hands to make the decision whether to go or not.
Joe decides to risk it all and go for it. If even a small patch of water remains on the ramp, this jump could be lethal.
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to wheelie. I don't know if I'm going to loop out. I don't know if it's going to slip, and I'm not going to make it across.
Super Joe Reed is going to put his life on the line. 14 stories below, the crowd feels the tension. He revs his engine, shifts gears, and he's off. This is for a new Guinness record. Joe Reed has made it, but he's crashed into the net. And beyond, he hit the wall. Joe Reed has hit the wall beyond the net. Paramedics on the way. Let's see what went wrong. Joe gets the height he needs to easily clear the 65-foot span between the two buildings. But watch as his motorcycle buckles on impact and his body is hurled over the top of the safety net. The wall is all that stops him from plunging 140 feet to his death. But he's slammed into that wall with a deadly force. Joe's still down. But it looks like the paramedics are helping him to his feet.
Tell him, give him a thumbs up. Tell him I'm okay. Thumbs up.
He's okay, he's okay.
Still dazed and visibly shaken, Joe Reed is lucky to be alive. It's official. Super Joe Reed has set a new Guinness record for the highest rooftop-to-rooftop leap. A height of 14 stories across a span of 65 feet. Here it is from another angle. Here's a slow-motion look at the bone-crunching landing. It's amazing that Super Joe could walk away from this near-fatal crash without so much as a scratch.
Never had a broken bone, any motorcycle jump, anywhere, practicing, rehearsing, 14 stories off the ground at night. Nobody can touch me.
Here's one last look at Super Joe Reed's high-flying ride into the Guinness Record Book.